First of all, I'd just like to say thank you very much for coming to help celebrate our opening here in Manchester of the Dyslexia Foundation office. Thanks for making the effort to come along and showing your support. Much appreciated. Thanks very much to Craig Charles, Coronation Street and Red Dwarf, for taking time out of his busy schedule. He's only got half an hour. He's been filming Coronation Street series all morning. So if you want to know the latest storyline, I'm sure it will tell. But thanks very much, Craig. I know that you're really good. Much appreciated. We're really proud and pleased to announce to Manchester the opening of the office. Manchester's been crying out for adult dyslexia support for a long, long time. It has a very profound impact on the community, as we all know, for a myriad of reasons. We're not going to be a magic wand that's going to provide the solution to Manchester and Manchester dyslexics, but we're a definite step in the right direction. And we'll be a very good conduit for dyslexic individuals to come to us and then get into employment or to get the support that they need going on to college or whatever support they may need. We should be the conduit for dyslexics in Manchester, okay? With your help. We're not just alone, we're not an island, and we do need to be involved with as many other agencies that are out there here in our town, in our Manchester, in our community, trying to improve the quality of our life. But it doesn't impact just them, it impacts everybody. Okay? Thanks once again. We're going to do a photo. We might do a photo, a group shot with everybody.
Can I be stood next to me old mucker?
So you can come round, get everybody in. These two ladies are desperate to meet. Come in. Come in, get it on the photograph.
You have to really squeeze together.
More ones at the front, on the floor.
Big cheese. God, it's like a wedding photography.
Cheese. Smiles going on.
Okay, let's do it.
I'd just like to tell the listeners that this is Craig Charles, and we was having a bit of banter there, and he's down here in Hume doing support for Dyslexia Foundation, which is brilliant because my daughter herself has dyslexia. My daughter was in a Catholic primary school, and there was a teacher there who'd retired, old-fashioned teacher, and he used to come in and do support work. He used to do the old 3 R's, reading, arithmetic and writing, as they used to call it. She was with him for 6 months, and after 6 months she must have progressed in her reading and writing over 12 months. You know, her reading and writing skills just went off the scale virtually, you know, in 12 months' time.
I know, it's a shame for them though, because things don't come easy for people with dyslexia, you know, and they really have to work at it. They have to work at things that other people would find easy. They've really got to work at it to master it. But like, I do believe that, you know, that will give them a work ethic in the future as well, you know what I mean? Because they realise that they have to try that a little bit harder to get on with it.
Don't you think the education system, though, in the year 2011 would have stood up and realised that dyslexia is so prominent with a lot of the pupils?
I certainly believe that it's becoming more prominent. I certainly don't recognise when I was a kid it being so bad, you know.
You just called thick, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it was just, maybe in the past, all those people that we thought were thick were actually just dyslexic, you know, and struggling to master the subjects. But, you know, it's great that people have sort of identified it now and can kind of go to work on it, you know. I mean, I'm sure they can do an awful lot better, but at least they're starting to, like, you know, identify the problems and try to put the resources towards them.
Well, my education was, I have a brother who's 2 years older than me. He's now a headmaster himself. And all through my education years, it was a crack round the head, saying, "Bloody hell, Williams, why can't you like my brother?" And I used to think, Because I'm different. They say, what do you mean you're different? I said, well, I don't know, but I'm different. Whack! Don't be cheeky. But this was just now finding out that this was dyslexia. You know, and even today, in today's era, you know, like I keep saying 2011, and we don't seem much further on down the line with it. So it's absolutely fantastic that we've got charities here, like the Dyslexia Foundation, helping and giving support in the community.
Here.
Craig,
thanks
very much, man.
Cheers, mate.
Brilliant. Cheers.
Keith,
Craig,
nice to meet you. We're here at the Zion Centre in Hume for the opening of the office of the Manchester Dyslexia Foundation UK.
Yeah.
Can you just tell the viewers at home why you're here today?
Well, we found out a couple of years back that my little daughter Nellie, who's now 8, but she's actually got dyslexia. She was at Manchester High School for Girls, and she was really struggling. And we kind of had some tests done, and it turns out that she's quite severely dyslexic. So
was that to get a statemented, as they say?
Yeah, so we took her out of that school and put her into a different school where they're really concentrating on it. And she's doing this program called Toe by Toe, this reading program.
Yeah.
But she's also dyspraxic as well. She's not great with numbers either.
Right.
But like she's doing this Toe by Toe, and her reading has actually come on leaps and bounds. I mean, like, you know, she was way below average for her reading age. She's now kind of at least average, if not a little bit more. So, I mean, now that we've identified the problem, she's getting sort of specialist education and kind of target that problem. It's really helped her, you know. But, you know, it's difficult in a way that because she's always going to have to try that little bit harder to get where she wants to go than the rest of the kids. But you know, there's nothing wrong with learning a work ethic, is there? You know, but we have identified it, and she is improving.
So did you have any personal experience of it yourself, going through school?
No, I was always there.
Not in?
I was always bright as a button, mate. Yeah, but no, I don't think people really identified it back then. I mean, a lot of those people that we thought were thick kids, like, you know what I mean, they probably weren't thick, they probably just had dyslexia or something.
I'm 32 myself, and I remember when people were, you know, behind others and you just kind of mocked them for being on Gimbuk 2 or whatever they were called back in those days, you know. And like you say, there was an element of it was just, give them a bit of wood to play with in the corner, do you know what I mean? Or they were in the lower sets while you were all in the... Because I didn't do so bad at school either. You know, I don't think that's anything to do with intelligence. All you're doing at school is, you know, repetition, parrot form, you know. Someone tells you something and you repeat it. I was forever outside classes because I would challenge the teachers and say, well, why don't we try it this way, or what about this? Do you know what I mean?
Well, I'm a lot older than you. We learned the 3 R's, reading, writing, and arithmetic. How dyslexic is that?
Well, yeah.
There's only 1 R in there.
But I mean, you mentioned statementing. I've got personal friends who are having the issue. I was chatting with Martin about this earlier. It's such a struggle to get to that stage, actually getting statemented, do you know what I mean? The education system, the teachers, the authorities that are there. I'm a good friend of Roger's and I've talked with him in depth about this, you know, and it is a massive problem. Then when you get to that stage, they've still got to pay whatever it is to actually get them statemented, do you know what I mean? There's so many obstacles in the way, and if anything we can do to kind of help that, you know, how do you think we can, you know, as an organisation?
It cost us hundreds of pounds to get Nellie to go through all the tests and do all the papers and stuff like that, and you know, that should be available for free, really, shouldn't it?
Absolutely.
It shouldn't just be like, you know, if you've got the money, you can get it sorted, and if you haven't, that just makes the divide so much greater, you know. But I think something like this, increasing awareness of it, and like, you know, actively helping people with dyslexia is a great step forward.
Right.
This is for Wythenshaw Radio.
Yeah.
Wythenshaw FM.
Do you want to look at me as well?
Thank you so much.
No problem.
This is your good deed for the week. Good deed for the week.
There you go.
6 months, come on.
Keith Juicenup, community reporter, here outside the Zion Centre in Hume, and I'm just speaking to a few of the people who are involved in today's event. If you could just introduce yourselves for the benefit of the viewers at home.
Yeah, I'm Alan. I'm trustee of the Dyslexia Foundation and a long-time campaigner for people with dyslexia.
And I'm Jenna. I'm a 25-year-old student nurse and I am dyslexic.
I'm Steve O'Brien. I'm the Chief Executive of the Foundation.
Cool. And what we all doing here today, just again for the benefit of the viewers?
Basically today we're opening an office at the Zion Centre to help people who are dyslexic in Manchester. We have an office in Liverpool where you can come off the street and get screened and assessed for dyslexia.
Oh, right.
And we're going to do the same in Manchester. We're hoping to open the door and get people in to give them advice and guidance and support.
So is that statemented in effect?
Yeah, for the full assessment. So our first protocol is to look at doing the screening, which is a computer test. It takes 20 minutes. You can come in, have a brew, do the computer test, and then for those that need to be assessed, we'll try and look at sources for funding to get them assessed.
Okay.
And that'll help them either looking to get a job or help them in education.
So just out of interest, Alan and Steve, do you have any kind of history with it yourselves, or suspect you do? Or
I'm dyslexic myself. I founded the organisation about 12 years ago on the back of going back into education and seeing there was no support for people who were specifically adults looking to get back into education. And about 11 years ago, I did a talk in Lancaster, and Alan was one of the attendees at the talk.
Right.
One of the things both Steve and I realised, there was very little support for adults with dyslexia, particularly outside college and universities.
Absolutely.
Research would suggest that many people with dyslexia are in sort of the marginalisations of our society. It's estimated that over half the prison population and those in the criminal justice system are dyslexic.
Yeah.
We feel that if that had been addressed at an earlier age, the numbers could have been reduced significantly.
Well, it's known as a revolving door, isn't it?
Absolutely.
I worked for a while as agency at Forest Bank, and the attitude of the staff was abysmal, if I'm honest. I was just in admin, but the attitude, oh, he's back in, you know what I mean? It's like such a nonsense to it all.
Well, we found there is a pattern of behaviour.
He can come in if he wants. Who's that gentleman? Would you like to... Larry?
He's a legend.
Would you like to be in... I'm just doing an interview about today. Would you like to be in before you go?
What?
I'm doing an interview with these lovely people, just about the foundation and what goes on and what people's...
Well, I'm not standing here. I can't stand for long.
Okay. Would you like to say anything just before you go then?
Well, my breakthrough of being dyslexic was being aware. If you're not aware of all your problems, it's half the battle.
Yeah.
Because you can manipulate other people to suit your needs.
Absolutely.
Sure.
And that's the biggest breakthrough I had, and I tell other people. And also what I do, I realise that if I went to a meeting, a throwaway remark, I had to rehearse it.
Right.
I can now go to a meeting, and apparently I tie them up in knots sometimes. That's what I've been told. But very often I don't know what I've said.
Right.
I have to ask people, what have I said? Does it sound all right?
Right.
I'll still leave you with that.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you. I'll tell Ken I saw you anyway.
Yeah, okay.
Well,
there you go. See, you know, it's not the BBC. We can do it like that.
It's better.
So, what's brought you here today?
What's brought me here is I've only just recently found out that I'm dyslexic,
Right.
so it's like taken 24 years to get a diagnosis.
Is that how old you are? Sorry, yeah.
I'm 25, I found out when I was 24, so
Right,
it's
sorry.
taken 24 years to get a diagnosis, and
Right.
it's just so hard trying to find the support and help, so I came today to find out what they were offering, cause
Right. For your own?
for my own as
Yeah.
well as because I've been doing placement with an alcohol team, and
Oh, right.
40% of drinkers are dyslexic.
I'm an alcoholic myself. 2.5 years sober.
Good.
What would you say to people out there?
I'd just say that if you've got a dyslexia diagnosis, just keep fighting for everything that you're entitled to and get the help available. Don't do as I did and, push for help away and reject it, because once you get the help, it's fantastic and it really does change your life.
Smashing.
Hey Keith.
Hi Roger.
Good to see you again.
And you. Always a pleasure.
Yeah.
What are we doing here today then?
If this office is now open here in Hume, we are open for screenings, assessments, helping dyslexics with CVs, interviews, helping dyslexics getting into employment, voluntary sector, helping dyslexics cope with life. getting onto education. We've already had half a dozen this morning wanting to make appointments to see us for various things.
Can you put me on that list, Roger? Because I would love a screening.
Yeah,
myself.
Definitely do that after Keith. We'll screen you.
Yeah.
First that we're screening here in this office, mate. It's superb.
Why not?
Yeah. And basically we're open for business. There's a massive need, as we all know, here in Manchester, and we want to be part of. We haven't got a magic wand to fix everything just overnight, but we want to be part of helping the community in Manchester repair itself and move on and become a better place for people to live. Because at the moment there's lots of holes, there's lots of damage here, and nobody seems to be working on it.
Nobody's picking it up, so maybe just, you know, the strength of this video, put it on YouTube.
Well, yeah,
let the relevant parties know.
And we need us, you know, this is just one effort, one element of activity here in Manchester. We need as many other similar agencies, like-minded individuals who want to become part of the movement to improve our community, to improve the quality of our lives that we have for people who live here in Manchester.
Yeah. So anyone watching this video sat at home on YouTube has given us, you know, the time of day.
Yeah, great.
How can they get in touch with yourselves?
Right, we've got a free phone number, 0800 077 8763. If you need a screening, if you need assessment, you need employment support, maybe your employer's messing you about because you're dyslexic and you're not getting the level of support you need, we can help you. Or if you're an employer and you're worried about the legal situation that you're not providing, what support should you be providing for your employees? Well, we can help you too. Or if you're an education establishment and you're looking to get cost-effective specialist tutor dyslexic support, we can deliver that. Or if you're an employer and you're prepared to help us out finding employment positions for dyslexics, or maybe part-time work, or voluntary sector work, there's loads that you can do. Or if you just fancy being a mentor, helping a dyslexic individual improve their literacy skills, their numeracy skills. We've got a programme for one-to-one tuition, which is really effective, and you could help us with that. There's loads of stuff you can help us with.
I did ask Martin earlier when I interviewed him, after the Wythenshaw FM radio thing you did you have any specific feedback in relation to that? As in someone saying, oh, I heard you on that radio, and got in touch with you via that, if you know what I mean.
A lot of people heard us through because we've got a big Facebook community with the Dyslexia Foundation on Facebook, and a lot of us, because we posted that interview on our Facebook, and a lot of people heard that and gave feedback to that.
Right.
You know, we've got the office in Liverpool, we've got the office here in Manchester now. The next office is, well, we're hoping to be in Leeds and Glasgow. So the more successful that we can have, more success that we bring here to Manchester, we can replicate it then from Liverpool to Manchester to Leeds and to Glasgow. That's the idea, with help.
Fabulous.
Great. Cheers, Ken. As always, a pleasure.
Thank you very much.